What's up YouTubers, James the Thunder here, back for another video. Now I thought I'd just make this video to offer my thoughts on the film I saw tonight, Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, which has just been released for a one-day screening here in the United Kingdom. Now a couple of cinemas all over the country had it. Thankfully, one cinema down the road from me, literally 5 minutes down the road, Empire Cinemas at Great Park, was showing it. So I went over there and saw it, and as a Dragon Ball Z fan for the last 20 years, I thought, you know what, yeah, I'm going to go watch this. Now, I've been keeping up to date with Dragon Ball Z over the last few years. I'm a big anime fan, and Dragon Ball Z has always been my favourite. You know, I've watched all of Dragon Ball Z, even watched GT. Been keeping up to date with Super, and I've watched all the films. So this film was going to be, hopefully, everything I wanted it to be. And you know what? It kind of was. You know, there's always this big debate in the Dragon Ball community. Who's better, Goku or Vegeta? You know, personally, I've always been a big Vegeta fanboy, and he always gets shafted, but in this film he kind of didn't. And I'm not going to spoil the ending for anyone, but I'm just going to say that Vegeta definitely did not get shafted, really. Kind of did, but not really at the end of this film. You'll know what I mean if you've seen the film. It was released in April in Japan, and then August like in America and Brazil and stuff like that. So most people who like Dragon Ball Z probably have seen it by now, but there's still people who haven't, so I'm not going to spoil it. Yeah, overall the film was fantastic. You know, it was a good mix of sort of serious action and humour, because there was kind of jokes all the way through, and one character that was really responsible for a lot of those jokes, Jacko the Galactic Patrolman, who was introduced in this film. Now I am quite familiar with Jacko because I've got the manga, the Jacko manga, sitting in the living room back there, and honestly I'm a big fan of the Jacko character, and he's very good comic relief. He delivers some really witty one-liners and all sorts of things like that. Had me laughing throughout the whole thing. Jacko's main purpose is literally there to be a joke, and that's exactly what he was, and he was a very good part to actually have, you know, in the film for that role. Him and Bulma together, fantastic. If you've read the Jacko manga, you'll know the history between Jacko and Bulma. They have got a lot of history together, so I'm just going to leave it at that. If you haven't read the manga, do recommend you go pick it up. In terms of Frieza, now I watched the original airings of Dragon Ball Z, so Linda, I've forgotten her last name, the woman who played Frieza back in the 90s of Dragon Ball Z, she's the voice of Frieza that I'm familiar with. I haven't seen Dragon Ball Kai, didn't really see the point, and this Chris, whatever his name is, who plays Frieza now ever since, I'm hearing different stories. I don't know whether Linda has retired or if she's dead. Honestly, I've heard both, so I'm not really sure. But this Chris guy who plays Frieza now did a fantastic job of living up to the hype of exactly what I remember Frieza being. He really summed up who Frieza is with his performance, and I'm very, very happy about that. This is my first real experience of hearing someone other than Linda play Frieza, and honestly, I'm fine with it. I'm really looking forward to how this film gets told out in Dragon Ball Super, because Resurrection F, as good as it was very rushed. I'm not going to really give too much away, but let's just put it this way. From the point of Sorbet, one of Frieza's henchmen, wishing Shenron for Frieza to be brought back to life, and Frieza being back alive, is literally the space of about 5 or 10 minutes. Now if you've seen the film, you'll know why that's a problem. There's this whole regeneration process for Frieza. Let's just put it this way, his body was destroyed by Trunks. And there has to be this big regeneration process, and it literally took about 5 minutes in the film. Now I understand, because they only had an hour and a half to work with, and to be honest, they didn't really waste a lot of time in the film. From the start of it to the actual main point, like part of the action, there was maybe about half an hour. So they didn't waste a lot of time, so I can't really fault them for that either. So they had an hour and a half. I'm not really going to fault them for, you know, making that sort of a 5 or 10 minute transitional thing, as well as when Frieza was like, Goku's a god now, maybe I should do a bit of training for 4 months. He literally says that, and then the next scene is his spaceship flying towards Earth, because 4 months have passed and he's ready to go back to Earth. So hopefully in Dragon Ball Super they can flesh that out. I know a lot of people don't really like that about Dragon Ball Super, that they took Battle of Gods and they fleshed it out over 13 episodes. And they're going to probably be doing the same thing with Resurrection F. I know Resurrection F has its own arc, and it will probably be about 13 episodes as well. A lot of people aren't happy about that, but I am, because then we've got the two versions of the story to look at. And I like that, because if you just have the time for maybe an hour and a half worth of story, Resurrection F and Battle of Gods are there to just give you that. Just half an hour just to sit down and watch some Dragon Ball. If you really want to see a fleshed out story and see something a bit longer than an hour and a half, then you'll have the Dragon Ball Super alternative to actually see the story really fleshed out and really go into detail with it, and that's a good thing. So there's my thoughts on that. I know a lot of people have their own thoughts on Dragon Ball Super. Personally, I'm not going to fault them for it. I like having the two different versions, the short version and the fleshed out version. I'm fine with that. So yeah, a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I'm fine with that. And if you do disagree with me, drop a comment in the comment section below. I do enjoy talking to people about Dragon Ball, even if they don't agree with me, because I do find other people's opinions, you know, worth discussing. Because yeah, I celebrate freedom of speech. So there's a couple of things I was a bit disappointed about in the film. For example, the fact that Trunks wasn't in it. As I mentioned before, if you've seen Dragon Ball Z, you know that Trunks is the one who actually killed Frieza. Goku just defeated Frieza. Trunks is the one who killed Frieza. So there's a lot of funny one-liners in there. Frieza himself says something hilarious. I can't remember exactly what it is. It's hearing Frieza say something as ridiculous as "I was tortured in hell by a load of cute fluffy bunnies" or something like that, and it's fucking hilarious the way he delivers the line. There's a load of other things that are hilarious as well. The characters kind of break the fourth wall a little bit, because there's a line in there where Android 18 says to Krillin, "Why are you going to fight Frieza's men? Everyone knows I'm stronger than you." And it's kind of playing off, you know, the fans' actual opinions on the series. So there's a lot of good one-liners in there as well. Beerus and Whis have a lot of, you know, interaction with the characters as well. It's often quite funny, because I think the thing about Beerus and Whis is they're very, very powerful characters, but especially in the films, not so much in Super, but in the films especially, they are kind of used as comic relief characters, and that's fine. You know what, there are a few surprises in there as well. Mainly, as goofy as Gohan looks, he can still go Super Saiyan. I know. And Master Roshi looked, you know, relevant for the first time since Dragon Ball. Not even that, halfway through Dragon Ball was the last time Master Roshi was relevant, so it's good to see him getting a little shine in there as well. Piccolo as well looks like a badass, and Tien for the first time since Dragon Ball as well. That was all great. Yeah, overall I thought the film was great. You know, the animation looked good. The fight sequences looked fantastic. Dragon Ball Super probably won't look as good, but that's understandable since it doesn't have movie-like budget behind it, and you know, the time it takes to make something like this. We all know that the animators for the actual TV series are overworked and underpaid, so we all know it's not going to look as good in Dragon Ball Super. But you know what, I'm absolutely fine with that, because that's made for TV, this is made for a film. There's going to be that quality difference, so keep that in mind as well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in the film I need to mention. There is this one thing where Whis kind of tells Goku and Vegeta if they actually learn to work together, they could stop any foe that comes up against them. And a lot of people speculate that maybe this is the return of Fusion at some point in the future, with Dragon Ball Super going on, retelling the story and everything. And I was kind of under the impression that, you know, maybe not, until I read the manga for Dragon Ball Super. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't read it, but let's just say there's something in the manga that really makes me think that Fusion's coming back, along with the fact that we made this big deal about Goku and Vegeta needing to work together. And at one point at the end of the film, Goku says, "You know what, I've been thinking about what we said, maybe we should work together." And Vegeta says, "Nothing on this earth will ever make me do that with you again, Kakarot." So it's kind of a combination of them hinting at Fusion and then this certain event in the manga combined. It kind of makes me think maybe we will see a return of Vegito in Super Saiyan God form, which would be badass, or to see Gogeta introduced to the canon of Dragon Ball as well. That would be pretty fucking cool as well. So yeah, overall I enjoyed the film. So if you are a Dragon Ball Z fan and you want an hour and a half's entertainment, yeah, it's one of my favourite Dragon Ball Z films that have ever been produced. You know, it's definitely not Bio-Broly bad. So we all know how bad Dragon Ball Z films can get. It's really not Bio-Broly bad. It's actually one of my favourite Dragon Ball Z films I've ever made. It's, you know, it does seem a bit sort of fan servicey in a way. You'll know what I mean at the end if you've seen the film. It's a bit fan servicey. It's the sort of thing that you wouldn't really sort of, certain events in it, like Master Roshi being a badass, for example, are the sort of things that you wouldn't really have expected. They try and appease Goku and Vegeta fans. Again, I'm not going to spoil the ending, but let's just say that they do try and appease them both, and as a Vegeta fan, I'm fine with that. So yeah, please drop a comment in the comment section below if you have seen the film. Please refrain from posting spoilers. If you post any spoilers in that comment section, I will have to delete your comment. So please keep it spoiler free for anyone who hasn't seen the film yet. It has yet to actually be released properly, you know, on DVD and stuff, so I'm not really going to talk about it. I'm going to give that a few months at least before I talk about it properly. Again, this is not me transitioning into being a Dragon Ball Z YouTuber, for example. You know, this is still a gaming channel, but this is just an extra video I thought I'd bring you. And to keep it on topic, I'm going to now leave you with some Dragon Ball Xenoverse, you know, Dragon Resurrection F themed videos. So different fights that may have happened in the film. Not necessarily the results, I don't really look at that. That was just me, you know, choosing the characters to play as and just doing some Resurrection F themed, you know, fights on Xenoverse. So I'm going to leave you with that. Please like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, go back and look at my other videos, and yeah, please go and like, comment and subscribe, share it on social media. Thank you for watching, enjoy the Dragon Ball Xenoverse videos.
I will kill all that stand in my way.
It isn't over yet!
You're the one who will die!
It seems we have a guest.
What's with this guy?
Does the power of my shiny new form make you envious?
Won't go easy on you!
This may kill you! This may kill you! This may kill you! This may kill you! Be gone!
I am the only one fit to be called the greatest!